Welcome to the Free from Binge Eating podcast with me, Brid, your host. Binge eating sucks. Trust me, I know. I was stuck in that spiral of binging, restricting, dieting, yo-yoing weight loss, feeling guilty and ashamed and hating my body for 10 years. Now that I'm out, I'm turning my pain into purpose by helping you stop binging, start loving your body, self, and life again. It's time to live free from binge eating. Are you ready? Let's go. Hey girls, how are you feeling today? I am excited to bring this episode to you because I know it's something so many of us struggle with, especially when we're in this whole binge eating restricting cycle. And even those not in that cycle, so many of us struggle with it. And that is the issue where we use exercise as a form of punishment, as a way to burn calories, burn fat, and just earn food. If you can relate to that, this is definitely an episode for you. I've got a ton of tips that are going to help you separate food from exercise and stop it being this exchange system where one allows the other. Just looking back at my own journey with exercise, it started really healthy all throughout school up until probably when I went to university. I loved sport, loved it, especially team games like field hockey, netball. I loved athletics, cross country, tennis, swimming, just everything. I was really sporty, and it was always a form of fun and play, and I just loved the way it made my body feel and made even me feel mentally. So it was all super healthy. And then I went to university and I stopped playing all those team games. Part of it was probably just like fear of entering this new unknown social group and a deep down fear of just like not being accepted and me finding it all very uncomfortable. So not facing that. I had started to gain weight already towards the end of high school, and I wasn't feeling like that person I used to be, that sporty athletic girl. So I think even a part of me felt like I wasn't going to fit in as one of these sporty girls anymore. And that was really sad for me because that was actually like a big part of who I felt I was growing up. So a few months into uni, I hadn't joined any team sports, and I wasn't really doing much exercise. I was trying to force myself to go to the gym, which I did not find fun at all. So I went very, very rarely. I started to get desperate in terms of weight loss and joined some boot camp, which was like at a horrible time in the morning in the freezing cold in a park in London with all these other people probably feeling the exact same way. And it was just like burpees and push-ups and stuff like that even to this day I don't enjoy, so I don't do them anymore. But back then I was trying to force myself to start losing weight because between the age of 16 and 18, I had gained about 10 kilos, and that felt very uncomfortable to me. So once I got to uni, I got in this place where I was just like, oh my God, freaking out. Like, I've got to figure out a way to burn this. I had never had to burn fat before, burn calories. It wasn't something that was in my mind. And I'd certainly never had to think about like, how am I going to lose weight? Weight was not an issue for me growing up. It wasn't something on my mind at all. So now exercise turned into this horrible thing where it was all about how many calories is it. It was Googling like, how many calories do you burn in a mile of running, and just watching the number go up at the gym on the treadmill or the elliptical and writing that down and tracking it and doing those calculations like, okay, how much have I eaten today? How much did I exercise? All that stuff. You guys probably can totally relate. So this kind of relationship went on for years and actually got a lot worse. There was a period of time where I was going to the gym 2 to 3 hours a day, doing all sorts of exercise classes. Some of them I did find fun, like dance classes and Zumba, but underneath it all, it was just like about burning calories and trying to lose weight. And then there was a period of time where I was trying to convince myself I was really into long distance running. I was doing half marathons. I was trying to train for marathons. I was even like, okay, once I hit the marathon mark, I'm going to start doing ultra running and do like 50K, 100K races. And then like underneath, of course, in my mind, what was really going on was, and then I can eat like whatever I want, and I'm just gonna like, the weight is just gonna fall off me just like that. So really, it was a lot of punishment. And I even remember like one day I had eaten an entire jar of Nutella, and I was like, okay, I've got to run at least 15 kilometers right now. So I went out, I ran 15K, and all I could think the whole time was just like calculating, how many calories is this? How much more do I still have to burn off? So what do I need to not eat tomorrow? Maybe I can skip this meal. Maybe I can just have a green juice for lunch. It was just like this mindset for years. So jump forward to when I really started to recover. That's when also my exercise relationship completely shifted as well. And I'll get into that a little bit later when I go through the tips that I have for you. But for now, I just want you to take a moment and think about what your exercise and food relationship looks like. Are they linked? Do you exercise so you can eat a bit more? Or do you exercise because you binged last night? And when you do that exercise, what does it look like and feel like? Is it done with dread? Does it last much longer than you would really want to exercise for? Is it counting calories and calculating things? So just really noting where you're at now and becoming really aware of how you think about exercise and how it makes you feel inside when you do it. Now, we really want to get back to a place where exercise is done out of love and not punishment. It's something that you truly, genuinely enjoy, and it just makes you feel good. And it's no longer a way for you to burn calories or allow yourself to eat. We just don't want it to be this exchange system of I can eat this because I've exercised, or I have to exercise so I can burn off this food. So let's jump in to tip 1. If you're feeling like your food exercise relationship is very much as I've described so far, my number 1 tip would be to take a break from exercise. I did this. It doesn't have to be like months on end. It could just be for you a couple of weeks even. But the idea is we want to break the link between exercise and food being intertwined. And so taking a break means that you do have to continue eating, but without the crutch, the reliance on exercise to make you feel not guilty to eat. And this break can also actually end up having you like craving exercise in a genuine way. Like you'll actually want to move your body after a certain amount of weeks, or whether it's, a month or whatever it is for you. You might actually be like itching to like, oh God, I actually really want to go do something, like work up a sweat. So that's tip 1. Take a break. And when you do start to ease yourself back in, go easy. And if you do notice yourself becoming more obsessive again or compulsive, reevaluate, be super honest with yourself, and maybe take a break again. Tip 2. So when you do start to ease yourself back in, start with exercise that you truly enjoy. Things like walking, hiking, yoga, dance, gardening, whatever it is. Often it's something that you did when you were a kid, because when you were a kid, you definitely did not think about exercise as a means to burn fat. So that might also be a team sport for you, something you did back when you were a kid, and it was just about fun and playing with people. So when I really started to recover, I completely dropped running out of my exercise routine and I moved into weightlifting. I decided, I just want to get strong. Like, I just want to feel badass. So I started doing weightlifting like 3 times a week. And I mean, these sessions were short, like 20 minutes. It sounds super lazy. Like, I didn't even work up a sweat. I didn't see it as exercise. I didn't even think about calories because I was like, ugh, like, I'm not even sweating. This doesn't even feel that hard. So it's probably not even burning that many calories. So I wasn't even focused on that. I was just like, I want to feel strong. I want to be able to lift this much weight or do a pull-up. Actually, a pull-up was a big thing for me. I just thought it'd be like so cool to be able to do a pull-up. Still not there yet. Ugh, so annoying. But making sure you find something that truly, genuinely, you do not link to calories. I also took a break from cardio, especially extended periods of cardio, obviously because I was doing that long distance running for a long time. And then when I finally did ease myself back into cardio, because I do know it's good for my heart, so I did want to get into it. I took it really easy. I was just doing like 6 to 10 minutes on the treadmill, just running fast, on off, again, pushing myself to my limits, sort of thing, just like wanting to feel strong and see how powerful I can be. Tip 3 is related to tip 2, and that is finding teachers and classes that have nothing to do with burning fat, belly blast, 600 calories in an hour, spin class, all that kind of stuff. Just steer clear of it to begin with, and just go for teachers who are all about strength, mind body connection, having fun, team atmosphere, that kind of thing. Tip 4, rewording certain language in your brain that you use around food. So that could look like, instead of calling it training, you could call it exercise. Instead of calling it exercise, you could call it movement. Instead of workout, move my body. Something that seems really pure to you versus maybe something that you hold negative connotations to. Other phrases as well, like, I'm gonna burn 600 calories, to I'm just gonna work up a sweat today, or I'm just gonna stretch my muscles today, or I want to feel stronger. Let's take a short break from all this juicy goodness. I'd love to share a little bit about my one-to-one coaching program. This program is the bomb. It's a 12-week program where I guide and support you to healing. If you're just done with dieting, being obsessed with your weight, feeling guilty binge after binge, and you're just sick and tired of seeing your body in the mirror and just hating what you see, you're scared of your next binge, you hate cancelling on social events because you feel crappy about yourself, you're constantly planning the next detox, the next cleanse or diet to lose weight. You never want to wake up still feeling stuffed and bloated and ashamed after the night before. You hate hiding it from your family and friends, sneaking food packets in and out of your room, waiting till people leave the house to binge. You're so over being jealous of people who just seem to be able to eat normally and don't think about food all the time, planning their next meal and what they're going to eat. You don't want to feel out of control anymore. So, in one sentence, if you want to stop binging once and for all, my one-to-one program is made for you. We go through my proven 4-pillar framework to heal you, to get you over binging, back to loving your body again, and so much more than that, to being your most authentic and best self again. Confident, relaxed, self-loving. Now, if you're looking for a quick fix, this is definitely not for you. If you're not ready to dive deep and do the real work, this is not for you. It's not surface level stuff, it's intense at times, but that is where transformation happens. We're not just changing at a behavioral level, we're going to the root of the cause. So we're finding long-lasting, real change. So what does it entail? The program includes 2 30-minute calls a week with me, tasks tailored to you, given after every single call, so you can implement what we're learning, integrate it into your life, and actually start to see change. You'll also have access to all of my guided meditations, which are awesome for really getting to the crux of what's going on in your mind and in your heart, and access to all of my written and video content to deepen your learning and cement what we've gone over in calls. And of course, you can DM me at any time and I'll always get back to you within a day. And on top of all of that, access to the private Free with Brid community on Facebook, where all the women who are doing the one-to-one coaching hang out and share what's going on for them. We share wins and struggles and help each other out. So that is the program. Now, how do we get started? Well, you can book a discovery call with me to chat prices and find out if we're a good fit, because we really want to get along as well if we're going to be on calls 2 times a week. Or just jump straight into my DMs and we can get chatting there. Okay, I'll leave it there. Let's get back into today's episode. My next tip is focusing on how you feel. So instead of thinking and calculating and tracking, just go back to basics. Like, how does it feel to exercise? How does it feel to do a certain type of exercise versus another? How does it feel for me when I don't exercise? Am I tired? Are my muscles sore? Do I need rest? Do I feel a bit groggy or low energy? Could I do something that could make me feel more energized? Just all this kind of stuff, just like feeling instead of thinking as much. And just knowing that you never have to exercise. It's only when you want to, your body's craving it, you want to feel stronger or feel more energized. My next tip would be go back to your inner child, access that version of you, that little kid who just loved playing like tag or stuck in the mud and hide and seek. All those things were really active, but also fun and just playful. So as an adult, yeah, it might be hard to find people to play stuck in the mud, but that could look like dancing, going to a dance class, or dancing with your boyfriend, or it could be doing some gymnastics, trying to do a handstand or a cartwheel. Like, when's the last time you did a bloody cartwheel? Or it could look like those team sports you played as a kid, football, kicking the ball around, playing catch, playing netball, playing basketball. Just going back to things that are fun and easy and 0% about earning food. Step 6. Another key piece of advice would be detangling this notion that exercise and food are completely linked. They're an exchange system. The only real connection you ever want to have between them is just like, ooh, have I waited enough time for this food to digest so I can go run? Is it going to feel good for me to have all that food in my belly? Or have I actually eaten enough to do this strenuous exercise I'm about to do? My final tip would be moving away from tracking calories at all when it comes to exercise, or all of these metrics and numbers and data that we use to sort of measure how hard we've worked, how much food we can eat off the back of it. So that could look like deleting MyFitnessPal, stop entering the exercise you've done in a day into MyFitnessPal, stop tracking your heart rate and the calories and how far you've run. Just go on a run without tracking anything. Just like go right back to basics. And I know if you're really into like sport and performance, that, you know, tracking your heart rate and distance and stuff does make sense. And sure, you can definitely like move towards that if you want, but just to start with, pulling it right back and like stripping everything away that's linked to calories. So those are the tips. I'm gonna do a bit of a recap because that was quite a bit. So 1, take a break from exercise. Just take a break for a few weeks and wait till you're truly craving it. 2, start with exercise that you truly enjoy, that you yourself don't link with burning calories. Tip 3, find teachers and classes who focus on strength and fun and movement and not weight loss. Tip 4, reword certain language in your brain, like movement instead of workout, or like, I just want to feel strong instead of I'm going to burn off 600 calories. Tip 5, instead of thinking and calculating and tracking, just go back to feeling how you feel. Tip 6, re-access your inner child. Inspire her with the fun and playful exercise that you do. Tip 7, detangle food from exercise. The only link we really want is, have I eaten enough to do this exercise? Have I taken a break between eating and exercising? And the final tip, tip 8, drop anything that tracks calories and metrics like MyFitnessPal, heart rate monitors, Fitbit, and step counters. And that is the scoop for today. If this ep inspired you, taught you something new, or has helped give you direction in your recovery journey, it would mean the world to me if you did me a massive favor. It'll only take 2 minutes, I promise. Review this podcast on whatever platform you're listening on. Once you've posted it, take a screenshot and DM that photo to me. I'll enter you into a monthly raffle. Yep, that's right, I ain't gonna leave you hanging. So each month I'll randomly select one lucky winner and you'll receive a free one-to-one coaching session with me. It'll be super fun and valuable. And if you'd really love to give back more to me, it'd help me build this podcast so much more and reach so many more women if you shared it with someone else who you think will love it. Maybe it's a sister, a friend, a bestie, or your mom. I love you all so much. Thanks for listening and have a beautiful day.